Nissi News Bytes at 1.
A return of the breathalyzer on Kenya found guilty of driving risk of exceeding 100,000. A 2-year-old. Police are only waiting for the law to be published before swinging into action. Let us join Paul for this news.
Are expected on motorists found driving while drunk after President Uhuru Kenyatta signed the traffic amendment bill into law, paving the way for the return of the breathalyzer. Motorists found guilty of driving under the influence of alcohol risk a fine not exceeding 100,000 shillings or a 2-year jail term or both. However, there is a public apprehension owing to nasty past experiences with the gadget before court declared its use illegal in 2017. Rogue police officers took advantage of it to extort bribes from motorists. Most of the suspects arrested will grease the palms of the traffic police to avoid being arraigned. There is also the inconvenience and suffering that people were subjected to when roadblocks were mounted and everybody tested. Some innocent people ended up spending many hours in the night cold. The restoration of the breathalyzer should not be another cow cash for crooked traffic police, but be properly used to enhance road safety. Reporting for News at 1, my name is Paul Gregory.
Now, the Bishop of Catholic Diocese of Kakamega has raised his voice on the ongoing rise of pieces of basic needs in the country. Speaking after Mass on Sunday, Bishop Joseph Obanyi has urged the government to look for alternative measures so as to cut the high cost of living that is currently affecting citizens. Let us hear more from our reporter.
Sawa kwa wote party leader by Murang'a Governor Mwangi wa Iria have declared to protest every Monday until maize flour prices are lowered. It is a cry that has become a norm among struggling families and has made its way through to the church, with Kakamega Archbishop lending an ear. Speaking after the service, Bishop Obanyi has urged the government to look for alternative measures so as to cut the high cost of living that is currently affecting citizens.
Uchumi wetu mahali ulipo sasa na gharama ya maisha haya tulisikia wiki iliyopita Askofu Mkuu Philip Anyoro aliposema ya kwamba Wakenya wanaumia, uchumi umekuwa mbaya, kuna watu ambao wako katika njaa. Ni vizuri vitengo vyote na serikali iweze kuangazia na tuweze kuangalia mbele ni vipi uchumi, hata katika zile manifesto ambazo zinaangaziwa siweze kuangalia kweli uchumi ambao unafanya kazi unaoweza kuwajali wa Kenya.
He also called upon the president and his deputy to solve the deteriorating relationship as it's sending a bad image to the country. He at least asked the two to solve their differences and set a good example to people.
We haven't seen much of any progress, and those differences are not good for the country. It's very sad, very unfortunate, but we still call upon them to remember that they are leaders elected in this country to unite the people. And the most important thing that they can do, at least for the sake of the Kenyans, is to work together or to unite. People may have differences, but these notable differences that are being seen everywhere are not good for the country. They don't reflect well in the leadership.
He further called upon Kenyans to vote for a leader with great vision, seemingly condemning Roots Party led by Professor George Wajakoya.
Zuri wa Kenya, wa Kristo, waweze kuangazia kuchagua viongozi kweli ambao wana uadilifu, maadili mema. Na tumesema ya kwamba tusichague wale viongozi ambao wanahubiri na kudumisha maadili maovu katika nchi. Kama yale ya utoaji wa mimba, tulisema kama vile kuhalalisha madawa ya kulevya na vingine. Tulisema hiyo kama kanisa ni jambo ambalo hatuwezi kukubali. hatuwezi kuhubiri kwa sababu hilo linaumiza jamii. Najua ya kwamba katika uchaguzi pia mahakama inaangaziwa kwa sababu kuna wale ambao wataona kama kwamba haki yao haijazingatiwa, na wakienda katika mahakama inatakiwa kuangazia kwa usawa, kuweka haki na ukweli, kwa sababu tunasema katika wimbo wa taifa, haki iwe ngao na mlinzi. Na hivyo basi tungependa ya kwamba hiki kitengo muhimu katika nchi yetu kiweze kusimama imara na kisiwe kinatingizika kwa njia yoyote ile, kuangazia masuala yote ambayo yanaletwa mbele yake, kiweze kuangazia kwa usawa, kwa ukweli.
Reporting for Nissi Television, my name is Shalom Wanjera.
Well, still on church news, Pope Francis has urged the Southern Sudan and Congo people to embrace reconciliation, peace, and development. The Pope was supposed to visit the two countries but failed due to a problem of his knee. The Pope has urged people of the country not to allow hope to be robbed from them despite the violence and political instability in the region. Let's get more news from our reporter.
No, I had planned to come on a pilgrimage of peace and reconciliation in your lands. The Lord knows how greatly disappointed I am to have had to postpone this long-awaited and much-desired visit.
The Catholic Pope Francis urged the people and leaders of Congo and South Sudan on Saturday to turn a page and forge new paths of reconciliation, peace, and development. Francis had to cancel the trip because of knee pain that had made walking and standing difficult. In the message, the Pope said that he was greatly disappointed by the turn of events and promised to visit as soon as possible. He urged the people of both countries to not allow themselves to be robbed of hope despite the violence, political instability, exploitation, and poverty that is said to have painted them for so long. The Pope said that his deputy Cardinal Pietro Parolin to visit both Congo and South Sudan on the days he was supposed to have been there. Reporting for Nissi Television, my name is Shalom Wanjera.
Now on political news, war between the president escalates as the president is not seen relenting on the attacks to his deputy. President Uhuru Kenyatta has accused his deputy of neglecting his duty only to make noise outside his duty only 36 days to go to the elections where the president is expected to hand over power to the regime. The big question if the president will hand over power to Ruto in case he wins the elections. Let's hear more from our reporter.
You take it forward. You don't talk about it because you're given responsibility to go forward. You're not given responsibility to go backwards. Kama wewe kila saa kazi yako ni kuangalia rearview mirror, huna chochote ambacho unaweza kuambia mtu ambapo pahali unataka kwenda. Kila saa ni kuangalia ule alifanya, ule alichukua bibi yangu, ule sijui alifanya nini, ule alifanya nini.
President Uhuru Kenyatta has continued to blame his deputy for neglecting his duty, reiterating his previous sentiments about his deputy who, according to him, stopped working and instead embarked on other issues. Uhuru said that Ruto has been busy making noise and other things in the expense of duty to the people. The president said all the promises made by his deputy should have been seen in his time in office and not just empty promises.
Ukiona mtu hapo akaona shida, mimi nitatatua hiyo. Kwa nini huku tatua huko mbele? Mwache kuniletea bana. Lakini vile nimesema ni.
The president made these remarks a few days to general elections where he is expected to hand over power to the next leadership. He instead praised Agriculture CS Peter Munya for the work he has done in 3 years in the Ministry of Agriculture as opposed to what was done by his predecessor who was in for a longer period.
Huyu Munya miaka 3 amekuja amebadilisha mambo huko katika agriculture, amebadilisha. Hawa walikuwa huko miaka 8 walifanya nini? Kituambia watu hawajui vile wanasema. Hawa ndio hawaelewi.
The president urged voters to be wise when voting. Reporting for News at 1, my name is Paul Gregory.
Now, With the alcohol blow return to Kenyan motorists, the Kenyan roads has further turned up to be life-threatening. In the recent accident occurred in the Eldoret highway after a trailer overturned and killed people, as our reporter reports. Now, on business news, private investors have made inroads to Embu County with promises to coffee farmers in a sign of relief to local coffee farmers. The farmers are going to receive fertilizers and cash from farm purchases input. The Korean investor known as Green Beans has promised a lot, as our reporter covers the development.
Tunaweza kuwa na furaha sana kwa sababu tuko na watoto kwa shule, tutakuwa tunaenda kufuatana na mabasaris, tutakuwa tunalipa karo yetu vizuri, tutakuwa yani tukilima kahawa yetu hakuna kitu itakuwa inapotea. Alafu tukasema about fertilizers, watakuwa wanatufund na fertilizers, watakuwa wanatupea kitu kidogo ndio tuweze kulima kahawa vizuri kama madawa.
A sigh of relief for Embu coffee farmers as private investors is set to purchase their coffee directly from them. Farmers have expressed their joy, stating that they will pay their bills on time, including school fees and other bills. The private investors has promised to give them fertilizers and also additional money to required inputs.
Sina shaka kusema kwamba kahawa ya Embu itakuwa na bei mzuri. Kile ningimiza wa viongozi wa Embu washikane pamoja ili Embu tuwe na kitu inaitwa vertically integrated, yani tuwe tuna saka kahawa na tunauza kahawa yetu direct.
Leo tumepata wanunuzi wa kahawa kutoka Korea, wanaitwa Green Beans. Na tumefurahi, wametuambia ile kahawa wanataka kununua Kenya hatuna hiyo. Kwa hivyo tuende tukalime kahawa na tutatoka hapa na moyo wa kulima kahawa vizuri, sababu sasa tunaona kama Mungu ametembea kwetu.
He is here for about 3 reasons. The first one is the second one is to visit coffee farms, and the third one to explore other related business opportunities.
Ningependa niseme leo nimefurahi sana kwa sababu ya matembezi ya Bwana Khan kutoka Green Beans Korea. Na sababu yake kutembea hapa ni kwa sababu mipangilio yote ya uuzaji wa kahawa imetekelezwa na inaendelea kutekelezwa.
The said investors are from Korea, known as Green Beans, who has called upon Embu farmers to plant the type of coffee that will benefit them financially, saying that they already have a market. Reporting for Business News at 1, my name is Paul Gregory.
With the alcohol blow return to Kenyan motorists, Kenyan roads has further turned up to be life-threatening. In the recent accident occurred in Eldoret Highway after a trailer overturned and killed people, as our reporter reports.
Perished in a road accident on Webuye Eldoret Highway after a trailer overturned. According to the witnesses, a 14-seater matatu hit the trailer which was headed the same direction, killing 2 people on the spot.
Imetokea hapa ni mambo mabaya sana ya ajali. Imeweza kuhusisha magari manne. Lori iliweza kukari Nissan, kwanza iliweza kukonga lori, alafu Nissan nyingine ambayo ifuata ile ilijaribu kusimama kando kumsaidia hule mwingine, naye lori ingine ikakuja kwa kazi ikachota hiyo Nissan mpaka ikalalia chini. Sasa hivi tukiongea Nissan iko chini, imelaliwa na lori.
Another matatu which had stopped to help the victims was hit few seconds later by another trailer, making it roll over into a ditch where the trailer rolled on it, killing 2 more passengers.
Then tukakuja hivi kufika hapa tukapata gari imegonga ingine kutoka nyuma. Then driver kusimama ili aweze kusaidia kufungua mlango ndio wale waathiriwa waweze kutoka. Kwa hiyo harakati sasa ndio hii gari ikakuja ikatugonga ndio tukaanguka.
Residents say that it's a common thing that happens oftenly and has called upon drivers to govern their speeds to avoid more accidents happening.
Hapa ajali inafanyika daily. Magari juzi hapo zimegongana. Yaani barabara imekuwa too much. Watu wakuwa angalifu kwa hii barabara. Imesidi. Mpaka sisi tumeshangaa. Mpaka tumeogopa kuenda kasi. Mimi ni mtu wa manamba, conductor. Mpaka nimeogopa kuenda kasi. Nimeamua kutulia tu niangalie. Tuombe Mungu asaidie watu wetu wengine wapone.
The accident caused a traffic and many people came to the rescue of the victims.
Kwa idara ya uchukuzi watumie mambo ya kena na nini, wajenge nini climbing lane hapa.
Kama kuna uwezekano ya kuweka bumps hapa isaidie, ama jinsi gani wanaweza saidia kupunguza ajali katika eneo, waweze kusaidia wenye nchi wa.
Reporting for Nissi Television, my name is Shalom.
News, 3 people have been killed and 3 others are in critical condition after shooting at a shopping mall in Copenhagen. Our reporter reports.
Old man was arrested after the shooting of the largest in Scandinavia. Copenhagen Chief Inspector Søren Thomasen said he said the victims included a man in his 40s and 2 young people without giving further details. Several others were injured and 3 in a critical condition. He said it was too early to speculate on the motive of the shooting, but did not rule out terror.
And we were just done, and then everyone came running, and we thought, oh, maybe they have seen hairstyles since he's in town. So we just, oh, but it's just a fun thing. But then when people started running and we saw the panic, and a guy with a pushing cart, he had a child in it, and it just fell over everything. So he just took the child and ran, and we just, it's not a joke anymore, because then it was like quite serious. So we didn't know what to do, so we ran, people were guiding us towards the exit sign, and then we ran up the roof and were stuck there for a while, and then people were panicking all over the place and people crying, and so yeah.
Reporting for Nissi TV, Nairobi County, my name is Cecilia Mwariri.
Now on sport news, men and women in uniform have taken to the fields with GSU outshining Kenya Prisons in Volleyball League's finales. The anticipated match ushers in a battle in the same competition upcoming in 2 weeks' time, where fans are expecting an entertainment on the volley pitches. Our reporter has more of this.
Service Unit GSU outclassed former champion Kenya Prison 3-0 in the 7th and final round of the Kenya Volleyball Federation's Men's National League on Sunday at Nyayo National Stadium. The anticipated match gave fans of what to expect in the coming playoffs that will be played in 2 weeks' time at yet to be decided venue. GSU winning 25-22, 25-18, and 25-16. These victories sees GSU move level on points with KPA but stay second, while Kenya Prison remained third with 37 points. Reporting for Nissi Lunchtime Bytes, Amwa Rodhia.
Manchester United's Ronaldo wants to leave club this summer. The Portugal forward returned to Old Trafford from Juventus last summer. Ronaldo is due to return to the club for pre-season training this week. It is anticipated he will be on their pre-season tour to Thailand and Australia. Well, you've just heard the latest news around the globe, news with no bias, news with no exception, delivering nothing but the truth. This has been Cecilia Mwariri bringing you the latest news. You can contact us on through these numbers flashed in your screen. Share your feedback on Twitter at Nissi TV, Facebook, Nissi Television, Instagram, Nissi Television, and website www.nissitelevision.co.ke, and make us aware of the hot news you have. Have a blessed day.